Hey, it's the Scotch Test Dummies. I'm Scott.
Ooh, Bart here.
We got us a new Paul John called Mithuna.
Mithuna, which is really interesting. It's like the opposite of Gemini in astrology in India.
I'll trust you on that one.
Yes, trust Bart.
And we're gonna
Test it! Not shading you.
Indian single malt whiskey style.
All right, we're in. So, this is Paul John. We haven't done a lot of research, although this is 58% ABV. And the name, definitely, it's Indian single malt. And it says the name has to do, it's on the back here, named after the third zodiac sign of Indian astrology, the counterpart of Gemini. And that's all I've read, other than it's got this nice ribbon that lets you open this cool, funky box.
Yeah.
So we've
quick-
pre-poured, so
well,
we'll open up. We pre-poured.
Disclaimer real quick, my taste buds palate's still not fully back from COVID. 7 months now. I'm getting closer, doing decent. And full disclosure, this bottle was sent to us by Paul John. Whiskey Monster on Instagram is an ambassador of Paul John. They've been taking care of us, been friends of ours for a while.
So those that know, we use our Patreon funds to buy bottles, but we also do accept bottles that come in from the distillers, and we just tell you about it when they show up.
Yep. We're not good about, we don't reach out to people and say, hey, send us your stuff. But if a distillery does reach out to us and say, hey, we'd like to send you a bottle, yeah, we take them.
Yeah. Early on, I was like, we should curse the distilleries that want to send us free stuff. And you were like, that's probably not a good idea. I'm like, we should call them foul names. And you're like, that doesn't seem very friendly. And I was like, okay, we'll just accept it.
No sense.
But we will disclose it.
Someone right now is yelling, get to the whiskey.
Get to the whiskey. Quit talking about how it's free. And
review
blah,
starts
blah,
at 4 minutes.
Blah, blah, blah. Why is Bart wearing a dumb shirt with a dumb hat? That's what usually happens. All right. So, getting in. Hold on. So, on the top, I get a little bit of green apple. Uh-oh.
And
Did you? Didn't get you? The ABV is high in this one. I get a little bit of green apple if I just come in subtle on the top. We did pre-pour this, and I got to admit to you, as soon as it was in there, I was getting this weird green apple coming off of it. So
I get just a lot of darker notes, tobaccos, coffees, spices.
What's interesting is when I get my nose down in there a little deeper, that's when I get a lot of different spices.
Yeah.
So cumin comes to mind, but I don't know why. But yeah, I got a little bit much there myself. That's the difference. So out here, I'm getting these light green apples. I mean, it's got the tang of like a green Jolly Rancher. But as I go in deeper, that's when it's not bad, but as I go in a little further, I get a little bit of the spice and the green apple fades away. That's actually really interesting. Huh. Because I'm getting a lot of caramels now, too.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of that almost green. I don't know if I would say green apple, but there's a very sweet, tart citrus.
It's green apple.
But again, I'll stick with tobaccos and coffees almost.
I love me some tobacco. If I got that, I'd let you know. But we can be different. We can be different.
Sure. Well, and keep in mind, too, my palate is a little bit off still. Still on the mend. I've had both of the vaccination shots, which people say starts to heal some of those long-term effects. I think it is kicking in. It's been almost 3 weeks ago now I got my second shot. So,
ooh, speaking of kicking in, this is interesting. I get a nice floral open. I'll have to come back to the middle. And then in the finish, I'm picking up all these caramels, toffees, and a little bit of oak, but it's weird. I got to come back to the middle, but what's definitely interesting is that floral open, and then definitely this bourbon caramel finish.
Mm-hmm. There is floral, rose petals, a little bit of that tart citrus, sour citrus. There's a lot of caramel. There's a lot of cinnamon, a lot of oak. Or not, I don't mean like a lot, but I mean there's they're all melded together very nicely.
Yeah.
Palate saturating.
Wow. That's really nice.
Toffee, coffee, caramel.
If I get a coffee, it's probably in that mid-transition. So it's really interesting that it goes floral. I don't know if I've had anything quite do this, where it starts out floral. The mid-palate's like a flash. It's like a real short little pop, and that's probably where I get something coffee. Sure, I'll take a drop. Coffee or almost that bitterness, but it's not bitter, but it's like that coffee touch, and then it kicks right into caramels, butterscotches, and these bourbon notes. That nose is still nice, too. Wow, it's got all these different, not only nose transitions, but flavor.
It really reminds me almost of like a Elijah Craig barrel proof, a cask strength bourbon. There's it's a single malt, but I mean there's so many caramels and vanillas and those dark oak, coffee, toffee notes.
Huh. Yeah, the finish is long. Very nice. A lot of vanilla there. Wow. And then it ends with a toffee note to it. That has got a lot of flavor.
Now we did, finish is very nice as well.
Mm-hmm.
Water does not hurt it.
Doesn't change it much though either.
I actually think it makes the finish kind of cling on and hang around a little bit longer. Now, when I opened this and I saw the color, I thought there's got to be some sherry casking involved here. There isn't. That I've seen, and I looked at Whiskey Monster Online has a review of this on his webpage. But this is virgin oak and ex bourbon cask.
Okay,
only.
Definitely that. I can pick up that bourbon cask. There is no age statement on here, so this is an NAS.
Judging by the color, well, the virgin oak whiskey in India ages
faster. It's warmer.
A 5-6 year old Indian whiskey is pretty old, just because of how hot it is there. But I think the virgin oak is probably, now a lot of times I really get kind of a sour note with some virgin oak maturations. I'm not getting any of that here. This was really nice. And originally I thought this is just kind of probably a heavily charred ex-bourbon barrels. So I was surprised to see the virgin oak in the mix.
Yeah, I know. It's a nice mix.
Yeah.
Very
well done.
So again, I can't say enough. The nose is different, where I get the tart green apple, and then as I come in further, I get those spices. And then for the flavor profile, to do the same. Opening up floral, just a flash of like a coffee, and then right into those bourbon cask caramel notes. The toffee finish is one of my favorites. I love when there's I like hints of toffee, little shavings that are in vanilla ice cream and stuff, and it's kind of that little light toffee flavor that I get there as well.
Heath bar.
Here as well. Heath bar is too much for me.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know. It's too much toffee there. It's overdone. That's why I say shavings.
30 years ago, that was the very first Dairy Queen Blizzard that I got. Was the Heath Bar Blizzard, and it's still my favorite.
No. When the Blizzard came out, Butterfinger. I was all about the Butterfinger. I tried the Heath Bar once. Butterfinger all the way on the Blizzard. And the marketing, when they handed it to you upside down. I was like, what? And the spoon's in it? I'm like, are you kidding me? That's thick. Marketing worked. So,
I would go, this has got to be low 90s for me at the minimum. Now, like I say, I'm not officially scoring just because the palate's I would have to say this has got to be a 92, 93.
Okay.
Easy.
I will officially score right at a 90. I love anybody that's watched the show for any length of time. We've been on 8 years now. I like when whiskey transitions and moves and takes you on its own little journey. This whiskey's on a journey, and it takes you right along with it.
Mm-hmm. Now, the Whiskey Exchange online is showing this for $247 US. Sometimes there's a little fluctuation in that. So I don't think you would be disappointed at all.
You will not be disappointed.
Nope.
It's got a lot of flavor movement. It gives you a lot of time for contemplation, both on the nose. Oh yeah, I like to sit there and just nose
contemplation.
A lot of time for contemplation.
Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy.
And it's called by Whippy. That's a whiskey hippie. Trying to coin it. All right.
I like it.
Yeah, very good.
We're caught up on our Patreon shout-outs. You can go to Patreon, look up Scotch Test Dummies. You can help support the show. Yep. You can give us $1 a month. You can give us $5 a month. You can give us $10 a month.
You can set how much you want to give it a month. So you don't have to worry about if we do 10 shows, which is kind of what we're usually in, maxing out at 12 or 13 sometimes, but it doesn't matter because you could back it $2 and say you only want to give 9. 3 shows in, you'd be done giving over your donation. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's if it's $3. I was thinking $3. And we're only 2 shows in. This is why I don't do any kind of engineering.
Go to ScotchTestDummies.com. You can buy any of our merchandise. Helps support the show as well. Helps buy whiskey. Helps keep the lights on.
If I build your bridge, it will fall. Scotch it. Embarrassed here. You Scotch gods.
Cilantro. Dummies.
I was thinking 3 at first, 3, 6, 9, and then I went into 9 and 2. And you're like, those don't match. Those won't happen.